Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the next game right here, and MVP is going to be breaking out Lure. Oh, yes. Lure's the guy that plays in all the Chinese leagues, for those of you who do not know, and we're going to be going into the game right now. Let's see how he can perform against Daishi. Alright, here he is, folks. This is the guy with over a 70% TVT win rate in Heart of the Swarm. He's pretty damn good at the matchup, but now he must face a Protoss. It is Millenium's Daishi who puts one on the board for the French team. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Terran to the northeast on Star Station. Versus his opponent, it is MVP Lure. He is in the blue trunks. He is playing Protoss to the southwest. One of the more famous players to play in the Chinese leagues. And to be fair, you know, it's starting to get a following in China, and as far as I'm concerned, China's kind of a key market for Starcraft 2. This is the place where Warcraft 3 lived till the end of time, and it still gets played, and this is the place where the original Dota still gets played, as well as, of course, Dota 2. So China is a great market for these kind of strategy games, especially since Korea at the moment is, funnily enough, not a country that really likes StarCraft 2 all that much. It seems to be warming up to it with Heart of the Swarm, but it's a slow process. China, on the other hand, just seems like every Blizzard game ever, so that's something to consider. So let's see what Daishi decides to do here. What we saw from Bang was to go for a 2 Reaper build, which was shut down and punished hard by Daishi's counterattack. It was pretty damn effective, really. Daishi also managed to deal with counter drops fairly well. So that was an impressive piece of work here by the Millenium Terran. But again, now he's got to face a Protoss. Oh, second gas being taken really early here. That's a 15 supply gas from Lure. It's an interesting one. There is no probe out on the map. He may send one out soon. That could be indicative of a proxy play, but since he's not sending out a probe yet, and he, you know, his second pylon would generally be speaking be outside of his base if he wanted to really go for a proxy play here, then I would expect it's not going to be, but it's still going to be a tech-heavy build in some way. We could see DT. Cybercore goes down immediately. Let's see if he expands after this, then obviously we'll probably want to be seeing DT. There is a Dark Templar expand build. That's a possibility, but 2 gas. There's only 2 workers in each gas, though, so I don't know if he's really going so heavy on the tech here. This could just be for a bit of an earlier Mothership Core. He may try to get aggressive with that. It could be for a 1-base Stalker all-in, of course, on 4, 3, maybe even 3 gates. Who knows? Daishi going straight in for a reactor here after 2 Marines. Still only mining 1 gas. Going to be looking to expand very shortly, I would imagine, unless some weird TLO-style Megarax players coming in. Lot of cash being floated here for Lure. He is going to expand by the looks of it. So I guess you would think it would be for an earlier Mothership Core, or maybe a lot of sentries, I guess. Surely he'll build a Mothership Core, though. I mean, mining that much gas, he's now put an extra worker in the gas, so he's on 5 now. So you would think he's going to build one, but hey, maybe he's going to prove me wrong here. There's only so much analysis you can really do of that decision. It's like, hey, I just want a bit extra gas. So sue me. I want to build a lot of sentries. For whatever reason. Still no Mothership Core. There it is. There we go. So I knew he'd build it eventually. That wasn't much of a prediction, because Protoss have a tendency of doing that. Warp Gate's not being chrono boosted, of course it wouldn't be. You've only got 1 gateway up. Why the hell would you chrono boost your Warp Gate? That doesn't make any sense. SCV gets in, gets a good amount of scouting information, although there's no tech down yet, so he does see the Mothership Core out and the timing of that Mothership Core, so that's a little bit interesting to him, but he doesn't see anything crazy like a Twilight Council down. And does he see the expansion? Yes, he does. So he knows there's no untoward actions going on, which leaves him as the Terran to be aggressive at this stage. However, there is a Stargate coming down right after this. So the question is, what is it for? Well, this could very well be a similar build to SKMC that we saw at MLG. He used a build against MVP, who actually was building quite similar to the way that Daishi is, where he was taking 2 Marines and then he was going with the reactor down, if I recall correctly. It was a while ago, so I may be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure the build was quite similar. And then he was using Phoenixes to deny Widowmine drops. Now, Widowmine drops is exactly what's coming out here from Lure, I would think, with the starport so early. But he will most likely combine it with Marines. The funny thing about this is there are actually so many Marines on the field, and that there's only 1 gate. He could just die to Marine pressure right now, which would be highly embarrassing. But with the Mothership Core and the Photon Overcharge just about to finish, it's highly unlikely that will happen. And that's why, you know? It's like pop, pop, pop. So what's most likely going to happen is there's going to be a combined drop Widowmine and a few Marines into the main base to bypass that photon overcharge. In the meantime, Hallucinated Phoenix comes in from Lure. He's going to be scouting a lot. Is he still really rolling on one gate? He actually is. He's going to bring an Oracle out here, which is great. You know, Oracle's a fantastic option. He'll be able to actually use this defensively because these Marines are going to die very quickly to it, especially with sentries and a Mothership core on the field. The concern is that Daishi actually pushes in here, and Miss Micro from Lure gets the Oracle killed before he's able to do anything. And as soon as that Photon Overcharge burns out, he can actually go right in. And it's burned out right now. Daishi can actually go. And he's going to go for it as soon as that finishes. A couple of Widowmines in the mix as well. No Immortal out yet. And, oh, that's... I was going to say, is that going to get shut down? No. Yes, it is, actually. It was out of range of the pylon. That's not too good. And Lure is now supply blocked. Daishi just wanders into the mineral line here and says, hi, I got Marines. And if he comes down... I mean, look at this. Oh, nice move there by Lure. I like that, using the probes to deliberately get rid of those Widowmines so that he can actually come down the ramp and attack. Here comes the Oracle. Oh! Lure. Got to be very, very careful. Pretty much missed micro that as far as I'm concerned, and a nice pickup. Daishi actually goes right for the main mineral line, reinforcing into his Widowmine position. These Widowmines are about primed and ready to go. Again, here comes the drop coming down. Down goes the Mothership core as well. Focus fire needs to come down here, and these Immortals are kind of stuck. Wow, if that Immortal actually goes up there, it dies to the Widowmine, so it is stuck. What a great play here by Daishi. Fantastic play. Looks like this is going to get cleaned up, but that was a lot of damage dealt here. This Oracle doesn't have any energy to fire either, so that was unpleasant. Widowmine's coming off here as well, and the Observer comes in to be able to spot it. Oh, Widowmine detonates and takes out more Marines. Not so great. So, let's count the cost. Was it damaging? Damn right it was damaging. 13 workers killed. The response is an Oracle into the main base of Daishi. Obviously the right option here, and funnily enough, Daishi doesn't actually have an answer. He's got no Marines. He's been building Marauders, needs to build a Viking. And this is going to suck. This will actually be the equalizer here for Lure by the looks of it. A backstab with an Oracle. Oh, wow, this is painful. This is so painful. Daishi with a great build, and then suddenly, oh yeah, I haven't got anything in my base to defend with. Look at that. An equalizer for Lure. Excellent play. 15 workers killed to 13. Fantastic. He's killing more. He's killing more stuff. This Oracle has 20 kills. He is the Executor. Good lord. Lure needs to get out of there right now. Well, it's just going to go down in the annals of history, I guess. Oh, that hurts so badly. 27 workers to 41. Daishi neglecting in-base defense, which is kind of a crazy thing to do, considering that you know your opponent actually has Oracles. You saw them in the engagement, and now Daishi's behind. Wow, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Lure's able to get his tech up now. He's got an Immortal out on the field. He is now in the process of working on his Colossus. Daishi trying to do damage with unstim Marauders, which, you know, is a fairly slow process. Another drop comes in. Are there any Widowmines in it? There are. This crucial Widowmine hit could very well be what he needs to get back into play. This surround is not going to work out too well at all, and Lure's going to take the hits. That was pretty damaging, and that almost caught him up. So, this is a back and forth, man. This is Harass City. Workers are, quite frankly, not the best jobs to have right now between Daishi and Lure. This is what these guys are killing. They're just blowing up workers left, right, and center. Widowmines get lifted up by the Phoenix and finally taken out, but that was a lot of damage done. A lot of damage. That was an equalizer, and I would say that, you know, they're both pretty equal now, and they are. Look at it. There's your resources lost. Bit of a supply block here for Daishi. Very unfortunate. Not what you want at this particular stage. Not what you want at all. Building 3 supply DOS to play the catch-up here. Tech is very, very delayed for Daishi as a result of his build. He still doesn't have Combat Shield at 12 minutes. He's only just got Stim finished as well. And he is now in a position to try and push out, but there are Colossi on the field, and there is no real answer to that. Second Colossus will be out, and Extended Thermal Lance is going to be finished by the time this hits. So I don't really see that doing too much. The Oracle's coming in as well. Oh, why don't you build a missile turret, bro? Oh, dear. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Oracle's coming around. There's no defense once again. No missile turrets. Daishi neglecting that, and this Oracle is going to come in. It's got a lot of energy. This mineral line could be absolutely gutted here. And that means that Daishi's got to do damage with this push, and I don't think he's going to. He doesn't have the means. There's already 2 Colossi out in the field, 2 Immortals, and 4 Phoenixes. He's going into a choke point. He's going up against Extended Thermal Lance with 1 Viking. What the hell is he going to do? The answer is pretty much nothing. There's now 3 Vikings on the field. The Vikings, actually, if they actually come out and don't sit in the base, then this is going to be horrible for Daishi. Where he's got no Vikings in his base. See, we're looking for them. There's none. This is gonna hurt. And here it comes. Let's see what happens. This weird wonky base trade coming down. Daishi drops into the main base. Daishi attacks the natural expansion. Looks for the engagements here against the Colossi. This is gonna get completely cleaned up. No problem at all. Phoenix is engaged. No problem. MVP Lure annihilates that mineral line. Daishi just looking to try and get the equalizer here, but he is behind at this stage. Phoenix is coming in to shut down the drop, and this is going to die. The Colossi surround quite nicely, and this Oracle has just completely destroyed the main mineral line. There is nothing left in that main mineral line to do anything. Daishi has been completely blunted here, and this is a fantastic position for MVP Lure to be in. He is far ahead now. He's got the tech, he's got the army supply. He could push and win at this stage. The Oracle finally runs out of energy, which I guess is the blessing, the one blessing here for Daishi. He's not actually going to lose all of his workers to that one Oracle, but it was pretty damn close. Vikings at least out to now defend, but this is the workers kill tab, 54-30. What a messy massacre of a game so far between these two guys. At least that will be a dead... actually, it's not going to be a dead Oracle, because, unless he decides not to move it, which would be kind of weird. But there you go. It's like, oh, you know, I'm just going to donate that to you for free. I'm feeling charitable. No, you don't do that in a game. That Oracle could be very dangerous. Phoenix is now moving in, which is, again, a great piece of harass. There's now 3 Colossi looking for 4. Hell, they could probably just march in on their own and kill it, but it's not a very wise thing to do. In comes the engagement. Vikings are able to fend that off, but not without losing yet another worker, and every worker counts at this stage for Daishi. 30 SCVs to 50 probes. Lure is looking in a great spot. So what Lure basically has to do here is avoid having a third put down for the Terran, avoid allowing the Terran to rebuild, and then just go and kill him. It's really as simple as that. He's got the tech advantage. He is working on upgrades, although he hasn't actually got them. That's probably the only saving grace that Daishi has right now is +1. However, +1 air weapons, +1 armor, and +1 ground weapon. Triple upgrade. That strategy. Lure, it's like, that's kind of a weird one for Protoss, I guess. Phoenix is now coming in, and they do yet more damage. Vikings moving into an interception position. There are actually so many Vikings here, it's ridiculous. He's building double Viking for some reason. It's like, what? That's actually all he's building is Vikings. Mass Viking. This is the new meta here from Daishi. I mean, yeah, it shuts down Phoenixes, but there are only 4 Phoenixes, so I mean, I guess he just has to rely on the notion that he wants to kill those Colossi so fast. And he's going to be able to. I mean, he's got so many. Oracles get shut down. Nice moves there by Daishi. But we're talking about a Terran that is sitting on 12 Vikings and 22 Marines. This is not a usual build for anybody. He's got so many. Second starport is actually coming down for Lure because he sees there is so much in the air here. It would be so hilarious if the double starport Viking build was actually the way to win this game. A Mothership Core is going to last about a second and a half against this. It's just insane. Look at it. It's crazy. Crazy talk. But you know what? These Colossi are going to die really fast. If this hits before +1... Nah, it's not going to hit before +1. It'll hit before +1 ground armor. That's actually kind of a big deal. 1 hit before +1 weapons. But there are... How many Vikings? I mean, there's 12 Vikings versus 2 Phoenix. This is ridiculous. Man, if Daishi actually wins this engagement, it will be the most insane thing I've seen in a very long time. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you would do in Gold League after seeing 2 Colossi build like 12 million Vikings. But, you know, it might be the right answer here. It really might. Army supplies are not as far away as you might think. In fact, the lead is actually for Daishi. Admittedly, most of it's in Vikings, but let's see. Is this the right answer? Is Daishi super smart? Or will this just fall flat on its face? Daishi looking for an engagement arc. Lure trying desperately to make sure that does not happen. More reinforcements are rolling out across the field. Medevacs, Marines. Marauders. Lure with a really strong defensive position here. The Colossi being kept away. Stalkers looking to move into position, but they don't have Blink. Picking off these Vikings could be difficult. Bunker being built. Daishi is going to set up a contain. That is a great option for Daishi. Assuming, of course, another Oracle doesn't come out and kill everything he's got, because he still doesn't have a missile turret near his mineral lines. But hey, we'll go with it. If he can take a third behind this, he's right back in this game. He's catching up. He's building more SCVs. Lure is not able to apply any aggression now. He's relying on the Oracles to do it. And he doesn't have that option anymore, because there's just so much air power available here for Daishi. building a ton of Phoenixes. I mean, this is a weird thing because Phoenixes really don't fight that well against Vikings. Vikings are armored. Phoenixes do damage against light units, not really armored units. But if you have enough of them with +1, then absolutely you can fight it. There is a missile turret down here. This actually reminds me of a game that I played about 3 days ago against a Protoss player. This is not what you would expect from a pro, but you know, it's pretty smart. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Marauders now moving in, trying to do a little bit of damage. And they're able to just pick at the Stalkers a little bit. Here's the stim forward. It's a tense play. Photon overcharge is down right now. The medevac is out healing the photon overcharge. This is very embarrassing for Protoss kind. No harassment. Daisy looking good, but he's mined out his main base. He must expand now. He can't really just keep sitting on this. Admittedly, so is Lure. He's out of that as well. Both these guys on one effective mining base and far too many bloody probes for their own good. There's the third coming down. Man, if Daisy gets back into this with this contain, it's insane. All right, here we go, folks. Air Battle for the Ages coming in. Daisy needs to kind of use his forces here. He finally realizes what's up. The Vikings kind of getting crushed. They're taking Stalker fire from the side. And these Phoenixes are now going to start to lift up pretty much everything. And I don't think the Viking count was the answer. The double starport easily shuts this down, and the contain is completely broken. And now Daisy is dead. GG. That is it. Lure puts a nail in the coffin for Millenium. 3-1 here for MVP. And it was an interesting idea. It really was. But I think that he waited maybe too long to go in. If he'd gone up against the 4 Phoenix instead of, you know, the 18,000 Phoenix with the +1 air weapons, then he might have made that work. But he didn't, as it stands out. So that was pretty crushing there for Daishi. He had an interesting idea, but it did not pay off. All right, MVP Lure, rocking it right here for MVP. Let's see what Millenium brings out. I have to imagine they're thinking Gosu user at this stage. Admittedly, Gosu user's strength is arguably ZVT and not ZVP, but we'll see what they decide to do after this break, folks. Maybe they bring out Adelscott for a PvP. That might work out. We'll find out very shortly. Don't go anywhere.